Hey, and welcome to Effective Speaking. This is Module 3, and we are going to be talking about your introductory speeches and what you need to know to complete them successfully. So as you guys know, if you've read the syllabus, and you should read the syllabus, I don't know how many times I can say this. I know it is a big honking document, but really it will help you out if you do it. Based on the syllabus for this course, what we will be doing is once you're in your groups, which you'll be in your groups by the end of today, if I don't have people in the Dropbox, I'm just going to assign you guys to groups. You'll get stuck in one, so please be self-efficient. I'm going to look at it tonight, and basically I will stick you in groups. So when you wake up tomorrow in the morning, you'll be in groups in D2L. You will structure it so that you interview somebody in your group. Everybody needs to be interviewed because everybody needs an introductory speech. And then you will give this introductory speech via media share. This is your first major speech, which means that it contains all of the elements that are found in your syllabus. It needs to contain an outline. It needs to contain a self-reflection, which are both put in the D2L Dropbox. And also, I would like a script and or copy of your interview with your partner person. So most of you will probably do it over email, so you just copy and paste the questions and answers so that I can see how you develop this speech. This speech is your first major speech. The self-introduction, which I'm currently grading, is only worth 5 points. This one's worth significantly more. So we're going to go over the basics because I'm going to actually start looking at what you guys are doing in terms of content and structure, as opposed to just wanting to know about you and also making sure that you can use media share to get these things up. So let's go on. So the structure of the speech is really important. I'm going to cover this in the next video, but it must have an IBC structure, which stands for Introduction, Body, and Conclusion, not the root beer. If you bring IBC root beer onto your speech and say, here's my IBC, no. Introduction, Body, Conclusion, right? We'll go over what these mean, but basically the introduction is introducing the speaker to the person. So, hi, my name is blank, and today I'll be introducing you to whoever you're interviewing. The body, you need to pick something. In your course of your interview, you'll find something about the person that is, that you find interesting. Whatever you find interesting, that's what you should probably make the speech about. So did they do something interesting? Do they have an interesting hobby? Make that part of your body. And so the body, we'll talk about this, has a claim, right, that you make and then support. So if you claim that so-and-so is a really good weightlifter, you can support it by saying maybe how much they squat or bench. That's just an example. And then the conclusion goes back over what you just said. So it covers the body of the speech, and it also gives a takeaway point. So-and-so is a great weightlifter because they can squat 325. You should get to know them and also give them a call if you need any tips for how to, get those sweet guns or whatever. Right, so it also has to have a clear topic. So the example that I gave was weightlifting. That's a pretty clear topic. Don't go all over the place like, oh, they like this, they like that. That's too much for one speech. Pick one thing that you find interesting. When you have the interview, you'll probably ask a bunch of general questions, and that's what I would do is ask general questions. From those general questions, pick one thing that they said and then send them a couple of follow-up questions about that one specific thing, and that way you'll have a clear topic. So you'll be introducing them, identifying a talent or something cool or a story that they told or something like that to get at who they are as a person, to introduce them to the class. And then finally, right, you'll conclude by having a takeaway point and also covering, once again, what you covered in the body. So the event that's tied to this, and we'll talk about the event in the next video, is whatever you want it to be. You could be introducing them to, you could just introduce them to the class. That's an event. But if you want to be creative, you could frame it like you're giving them an award or you're nominating them for something. I've had people basically mimic a courtroom scene where they're a lawyer trying to defend their person, and they play like it's a court of law. Any of these things are good. I want you guys to be creative and make it interesting, because it gets boring just watching these things over and over and over again. It's like, hi, my name's Bob, and I'm introducing Ted Ted's really sweet surfboarder. He's awesome. Bye. That's not going to get you a good grade. So use your creativity. Use your noodle, your noggin. That's all I have to say on that. You're also going to have other materials for this speech. You didn't have to upload anything for your self-introduction. That's not really a speech. It's just a self-introduction. If you had read the syllabus, you would find that the self-introduction is actually not under the speeches. It's under your other assignments, and it's very simple. You just introduce yourself based on the prompts that I gave you in D2L. Fortunately, everybody who's done one, and most of you have, those of you who are still waiting for media share access in my late start classes, I sent you guys an email. Keep calm and carry on. Don't panic. It'll all come out in the wash, I assure you. But for this speech, this is listed under the speech assignments. And if you're wondering, that's in the syllabus. You need to submit your notes from the interview. I asked for that. Most of you will be doing email interviews. If you're not, then you don't have to submit it word for word. Just give me the questions that you asked and just a brief summation of what they said, if you're going to do it over the phone or by Skype. Also, you need to submit your best shot at an outline. Use the outline building tool in Pearson to guide you. It's under student resources and it's called My Outline. Just go for it. You'll find it. Trust me. And then finally, you need to submit a self-reflection. And this is it basically covers what you think you did well and the points that you need to improve on. And this is so that I know that you know that whenever you finish a speech, you're supposed to be thinking about what you can do better, because that's how we get better. We just don't submit a speech and then say, I'm the bomb. That makes you a narcissist. Don't be that. Be somebody who is dedicated towards improving yourself. And to do that, it's great if you think you did well and you have strong points. It's good to acknowledge those, but also everybody could use a little improvement. That's just the way life is. So if you have any questions, go ahead and send me an email. You guys have the due dates for this assignment coming up. Just be aware of what you're doing, and also make sure that you're a good interviewer. And one other thing, if your group has an even number of people, it's easier to pair up. So like 2 people and then 2 people and they interview each other. If your group has an odd number of people, person number 1 will interview person number 2. Person number 2 will interview person number 3. Person number 3 will interview person number 4. And person number 5 will interview person number 1. That's how that works. So instead of pairing up and interviewing each other, somebody will interview you and you'll interview somebody else. And that's how it works in an odd number situation if you have those in your group. So just be aware of that. These speeches are pretty short. That's why I say just pick one interesting thing. So it's best to actually do 2 sets of interviews. One is a general interview, and then when you find something interesting about the person, go back and ask them some specific questions about that thing. I already said that once, but I have found that repeating myself pays off. Sometimes it doesn't. I still get emails, but just do it.